Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and today I'm bringing you a collaboration video. So every month, a group of romance booktubers, we come together and we film little clips telling you what our favorite read of the month was. So I'm hosting the January collaboration. I'm gonna let everyone else tell you their favorite, and then at the end, I'll come to you with mine. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and my channel name is Always Booked, and today I'm here to tell you about my January favorite book. So I'm saying my favorite, but truthfully it is two books. So the first one that I'm going to tell you about is When You Wish by Kristen Harmel, and this one is a YA kind of new adult about this girl who is a pop star and then just one day decides like, I'm done. Her mom is her manager, she pressures the heck out of her, and so she just says, I'm done, I'm taking off, I'm going to live life for me. So she cuts her hair, like she disappears and reinvents herself. And I just love this because this felt very, very reminiscent of like Britney Spears, Jessica Simpson, Christina Aguilera, name your 2000s pop star. It was one of those for sure. And because she had this like pop star boyfriend, and it was just so good and so entertaining, and like so many things. Like I had the song Lucky by Britney Spears playing in my head over and over and over while I was reading this, because it's like the other side of fame. So I really love this one. And then I also really love The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. This is a book about a woman who she has a lot going on in her life, but she's really like, she's early 30s and still just trying to figure herself out. She's single. She is a cancer survivor, and her cancer has left her infertile. So she also had some eggs frozen and things done so she could still be a mother someday. And she's just like trying to figure out, is that time now? What does she want? She's kind of been thrust into a job that she's not sure she loves. Her uncle has a pub in the country, and she lives, I think it's London, I can't remember, but she lives in the city, and he's like, hey, come on. Well, then something happens that she finally goes. And so she's got this guy that she met right in the city, and then she finds two different guys in the country. And so it is a love square with her and three other guys. It's not at all like, it's, I think, fade to black or very minimal steam. So it's not like that. And it's just her like very clearly trying to find herself, and she's very upfront with the guys, so it's not like if you don't like cheating or you don't like love triangles or whatever, it's pretty clear the whole time who she's going to end up with. So I would say still give this one a shot. I just loved how deep of a character she was, and I loved the way it handled fertility and family. I just loved this book, and I really liked our main character, and so getting to see her kind of grow into herself and find out what she wanted was really, really great for me. So overall, I would say if you want a YA, pick up When You Wish by Kristen Harmel, especially if you are like late 20s, early 30s, and you were in your prime during this pop star phase. And then if you want something adult and new, definitely check out The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. So thank you to Nicole for putting this together, and I hope to see you guys on Always Booked.
Hi friends, my name is Sarah and I am from the channel The Bookish Knitter. I am here today, of course, to share with you my favorite book that I read in January of 2021. So anyone who follows my channel, no surprise, for the third month in a row, one of the books in this series was my favorite, and that is Enjoy the View by Sarah Morgan Thaler. This is the third book in the Moose Springs, Alaska series. In November, book 1 was my favorite. December, book 2 was my favorite. And now in January, the third book and the final to this point, book 4 is coming out. I'm hoping later this year. Ended up being my favorite book, my favorite read of the month. So it's going to be a complete toss-up as to what February's favorite book could be, because I have no more of these to read, and that does make me a little bit sad, but this was so good. So this is definitely a series that I absolutely recommend that you read in order, just because you get a little bit more background on the town and the characters within this story. And the other characters from books 1 and 2 do feature into this story, along with the situations that came up in those first 2 books. So this is the story of River and Easton. Now, Easton you meet right back at book number 1. He is a mountaineer by trade, and River is an actress, and she works in Hollywood, but now she's turning the ripe old age of 30, but to Hollywood standards, that is ancient. So she is not getting the roles that she used to get. So she decides now to move her talent behind the camera. and she wants to film a documentary on Moose Springs. But Moose Springs is famously known for not liking tourists, and they really don't want her in their town. They don't want her doing this. So she then decides to instead shoot a documentary style video on ascending Mount Vale, which I actually did research. It's not a real mountain in Alaska. But it turns out that Easton is the one who decides to take her and the two people on her crew up this mountain. And that's pretty much the story. So this book got a 4.5-star review from me. I didn't have any 5-star reads in January. This one came very, very close to a 5-star. It didn't get one because there is an incident that takes place midway through the book, excuse me, that made me really dislike River because she put her own life and the life of the other people she was climbing with in danger because of something very, very foolish that she did. And I lost a bit of respect for her at that point. But she did kind of come back from that. I mean, you know, I was rooting for her and Easton right up until the end. But that one instance really soured me and really made me angry at the character. So it did not get a 5-star read, a 5-star review from me. But still, 4.5 stars, bordering on a 5. It was fantastic. This whole series, as I said, has been a joy. It is a clean romance as well. Now, there is adult content in here, but nothing on page. Everything is behind closed doors or fade to black. So for those of you who might be more interested in that, do take note of that. So yeah, so that is my favorite read for January. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.
Hello friends and enemies, my name's Izzy. I'm from the channel Happy For Now, and I've got my January favorite for you. This was really hard. I had two very close runners, but I think the one that I want to share with the world the most right now is Chase Verity's Deal with the Demon. This is about a mom who is struggling right now and needs help. So she signs a contract without reading the terms of service and proceeds to have a demon show up at her house and says, you can do whatever you want with me. Do you want to kill me and sell my body online or whatever to make money? You know, post pictures of me online to make money. So like, you never have to work again. What do you want to do? Like, anything you want, I can do for you. And she says, can you take care of my 2 teenagers for me so I can start this new job? That's what she says. She doesn't say, let me do awful things, you know. She's like, it's like the most sweet thing ever. And then we follow her 2 kiddos, and the demon, Driston is what they end up calling him, through their little like adventure in life. And it just honestly, this is the warmest hug of a book I've ever read. I didn't know, like, it was one of those things when I left it, I was like, I didn't know I needed this, but I needed this. And now I just want like way more demon romances in my life, to be honest with you, and I'm on the hunt for them. But yeah, this just really was such a heartwarming and touching story. It does have an HEA, do not worry. There's like a 28-day contract, and then some stuff happens and there's a full HEA at the end of this, so you're not gonna be like upset, okay? Promise. But yeah, I loved it. This is like, it's everything. So if you're looking for something really, really sweet that I know has like an interesting cover and maybe doesn't look like it's gonna be as sweet as it is, Deal with the Demon by Chase Verity is perfection.
So now that you heard everyone else's favorite read of January, mine is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I know, you come to me expecting either romances or cozy mysteries, and here I am picking a thriller. So this book was my first 5-star read of the year. It was recommended to me by Deja over at Deja's Book World. Deja, thank you so much. So she read it and she's like, I need someone to read this book. I'm having thoughts about it. I can't stop thinking about it. I need to tell somebody. Somebody please read it. And I'm like, let me see if I have it. I do. I have a physical copy of this book, and then also I went to the library and the audiobook was available for immediate download. So I'm like, yes, I'll read it this weekend. And so I did. So this book is a thriller. It's told in 3 different perspectives. It's about 3 sisters. The eldest one goes missing, and it seems to devolve into a cold case. There's no body, nothing. They can find nothing. She's just missing and nobody knows where she went. And really, that unsolved mystery tore their family apart. Now it's years later and another girl has gone missing, and Claire and Lydia cannot help but notice that there are similarities between this new disappearance and what happened with their sister years ago. So as you're going through everything with Claire and Lydia, and as they're finding out what's really going on, and after they uncover some pretty gruesome evidence, the truth of everything is very shocking and hits closer to home than either of them even realized. Honestly, this book will keep you on the edge of your seat. Gave me goosebumps multiple times, like I'm looking over my shoulder as I'm reading, and the plot twists are just, my jaw was on the floor. I did not expect that to happen. There are really heavy trigger warnings in this book. Please be cautious. In this book, there is very graphic rape, murder, body mutilation, sexual assault, sexual violence, blood, gore, drug abuse, drug dependency, and kidnapping. So just please be careful when you're reading this book. But honestly, Karen Slaughter knows how to write in a way that it really keeps you invested in the story and keeps you wanting more, and you really want to find out the truth of what happened. So that is my favorite read of January. Thank you everyone who submitted a clip and participated in this collaboration. All of the participants' social media links are going to be in the description box below for you. Go ahead and like my video if you did, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on all the social media platforms. The links will be in the description box below. I'll see you next time, avid readers.